Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a simple truth that might sting a little. Nobody cares about you. Harsh. Maybe. Honest? Absolutely. Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. This is not an attack, it's a wake-up call. You see, in this life, everybody's busy carrying their own weight, fighting their own battles, chasing their own dreams. Nobody has the time to hold your hand or fix your problems for you. And guess what? That's not a bad thing. It's your cue to take responsibility for your own life. You want success? Fix yourself. You want respect? Fix yourself. You want to win? Fix yourself. Now, I'm not saying you're on your own forever. Life's a team sport. We all need help sometimes. But don't wait around for someone to make the first move for you. You have to set the tone. People invest in what they see you investing in. So, if you're not working on you, why should anybody else? Fixing yourself is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about discipline. It's about making better choices, cutting out excuses, and focusing on growth. You can't grow if you're too busy blaming others. You can't evolve if you're stuck in the past. Listen, I know life isn't fair. I know some of you are starting at the bottom of the bottom, but I also know this greatness doesn't come from comfort. Diamonds aren't made without pressure, and no hero story is written without struggle. So stop worrying about who's noticing you, who's helping you, or who's not clapping for you. Instead, ask yourself, am I showing up for myself? Because when you fix yourself, something magical happens. The world starts to notice. Not because they care, but because they see results. And results speak louder than words. Responsibility is the foundation of growth, success, and personal freedom. Without it, we remain trapped in a cycle of excuses, blame, and stagnation. When I say own your life, I mean fully accepting that everything about your journey, your failures, your successes, and everything in between rests on your shoulders. This is not to say that external factors don't influence us. Life can throw unfair challenges our way, and we can't always control the hand we're dealt. But what we can control is how we respond to those challenges. And that's where ownership begins. To own your life means to stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. It's about rejecting the idea that you are a victim of circumstance, even when circumstances are tough. Many people spend their lives in a loop of dependency, waiting for a savior, a friend, a mentor, a family member, or even society itself to step in and change their reality. But the harsh truth is, no one is coming to save you. It's not because people don't care, but because everyone has their own battles to fight. This doesn't make them selfish, it makes them human. If you spend your time waiting for a handout or a miracle, you're wasting time that could be used to create your own solutions. Taking responsibility requires a mindset shift. It's not just about acknowledging your role in your circumstances, but actively choosing to take control of what happens next. This process begins with self-awareness. You have to look at your life with brutal honesty and ask yourself some hard questions. What decisions have I made that brought me here? What patterns in my behavior keep holding me back? What am I avoiding because it's uncomfortable or difficult? Answering these questions isn't easy because it requires confronting the truth about yourself. It's tempting to point fingers when things go wrong. It's easier to say, I failed because of them, or I didn't succeed because I didn't have enough support. But these statements rob you of your power. The moment you blame others, you give them control over your life. Responsibility, on the other hand, empowers you. It says, I am in charge and I have the ability to change my situation. One of the key elements of owning your life is understanding the difference between fault and responsibility. Something might not be your fault. Maybe you were treated unfairly, faced systemic obstacles, or suffered a loss that wasn't your doing. But even when something isn't your fault, it becomes your responsibility to deal with it. Life doesn't pause to wait for fairness, and staying stuck in "it's not my fault" thinking won't move you forward. Responsibility isn't about assigning blame, it's about taking charge of the outcome. When you decide to own your life, you free yourself from the limitations of dependency. You no longer need external validation to feel worthy or supported. You start building confidence because you see that your progress comes from your effort. Every small victory becomes a testament to your ability to create change. Over time, this builds momentum, and that momentum opens doors to opportunities you may not have thought possible. Owning your life also means setting boundaries and taking care of your own needs. You can't give your best to the world if you're running on empty. Taking responsibility isn't just about working hard. It's also about working smart and knowing when to say no. It's about prioritizing your health, your growth, and your goals without apology. This doesn't mean becoming selfish. It means recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. When you own your life, you stop looking at problems as barriers and start seeing them as challenges to overcome. You embrace the mindset that every setback is a lesson, every failure is feedback, and every struggle is an opportunity to grow. This shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms fear into courage, doubt into determination, and obstacles into stepping stones. Discipline over comfort is the cornerstone of meaningful growth and success. It is tempting to choose the easy path, the one that requires little effort, offers immediate gratification, and avoids discomfort. But while comfort feels good in the moment, it rarely leads to long-term fulfillment or achievement. Discipline, on the other hand, is challenging, often uncomfortable, and requires a commitment to something greater than instant satisfaction. Yet it is discipline, not comfort, that builds character, shapes resilience, and ultimately drives you toward your goals. Discipline begins with a clear understanding of what you want and why you want it. Too often, people float through life reacting to situations rather than proactively shaping their future. Comfort thrives in a reactive state. It whispers, "Stay here, it's safe," or "Why push yourself when you could relax?" But success is not reactive. Success is deliberate. It is the result of consistent, purposeful actions taken over time, and those actions are only possible when discipline takes the lead. Choosing discipline means making sacrifices. It means waking up earlier to work on your goals, even when your body begs for more sleep. It means saying no to distractions that promise temporary pleasure but take you further away from your objectives. It means prioritizing what truly matters, even when it's hard or inconvenient. Every moment of discipline is a decision to delay gratification in favor of a greater reward down the line. The road of discipline is not an easy one. It is paved with discomfort, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it is also the road that leads to transformation. Consider this: every successful person you admire has had to make uncomfortable choices to get where they are. Whether it's an athlete training for years to perfect their craft, an entrepreneur sacrificing leisure time to build their vision, or a student dedicating themselves to rigorous study, the common denominator is discipline. None of them reach their goals by staying comfortable. The beauty of discipline lies in its ability to compound over time. At first, the results of your effort may seem small, almost insignificant. You might work out for weeks and not see a dramatic change in your body, or study diligently and still feel unprepared. This is where many people give up, retreating to comfort, because the rewards of discipline aren't immediate. But discipline isn't about instant results, it's about consistency. Over time, the small, disciplined actions you take every day add up to something extraordinary. Discipline also forces you to confront your excuses. It's easy to rationalize why you can't do something. "I'm too tired. I don't have time. It's too hard." Comfort loves excuses because they keep you in a state of inertia. Discipline, however, calls you out on your excuses. It challenges you to find a way instead of a way out. When you commit to discipline, you learn to push through your limitations, proving to yourself that you are capable of far more than you thought. Another critical aspect of discipline is self-control. In a world full of distractions, social media, entertainment, constant notifications, staying focused on your goals requires a level of restraint that many people struggle to achieve. Discipline helps you prioritize your energy and attention. It teaches you to ignore the noise and stay locked in on what truly matters. This focus not only improves your productivity, but also strengthens your ability to resist temptations that derail your progress. Discipline isn't just about doing hard things, it's about building habits that make those hard things easier over time. The more you practice discipline, the more natural it becomes. What once felt like a monumental effort, waking up early, sticking to a schedule, eating healthy, gradually becomes part of your routine. This shift from effort to habit is where the magic of discipline truly shines. Most importantly, discipline cultivates a sense of pride and confidence. When you choose discipline over comfort, you prove to yourself that you are in control of your life. You build trust in your ability to follow through on your commitments, and that trust translates into self-respect. Every disciplined action you take strengthens your belief in yourself and your capacity to succeed, creating a positive feedback loop that fuels further growth. While comfort may offer fleeting moments of happiness, discipline provides lasting fulfillment. It challenges you to rise above mediocrity and reach for greatness. It shapes who you are and determines what you achieve. Though the path of discipline may be difficult, it is the only path that leads to the life you truly desire. Excuses are the silent killers of potential. They creep into our thoughts, whispering reasons why we can't do something or why a particular goal is too far out of reach. They feel comforting in the moment, shielding us from the discomfort of failure, hard work, or risk. But excuses are illusions. They don't solve problems, they prolong them. They don't protect you, they hold you back. If you truly want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you must confront this truth head on. Your excuses are the chains keeping you from your greatness, and the only way to break free is to cut them out completely. When we make excuses, we give power to external circumstances. We shift responsibility away from ourselves and place it on things we claim are outside our control: time, resources, other people, or luck. It's easy to say, I couldn't do it because of them, or it's just not the right time. Excuses absolve us of accountability, and for a moment that feels good, it feels safe. But the reality is, when you blame external factors, you hand over control of your life to those very factors. You allow them to dictate your success or failure, and in doing so, you strip yourself of the power to change your situation. Cutting out excuses begins with self-awareness. You must learn to recognize when you're making them. Excuses often come disguised as legitimate reasons. They sound rational, even logical. I don't have enough experience, I need more resources, I'll start when I'm ready. But underneath these statements lies fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of stepping into the unknown. The first step to overcoming excuses is acknowledging that they exist, not because of external obstacles, but because of internal resistance. Once you've identified your excuses, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this truly a barrier, or is it just a story I'm telling myself? More often than not, you'll find that your excuses are just that, stories. They're not insurmountable facts, but temporary hurdles that can be overcome with effort, creativity, and persistence. When you stop treating excuses as valid reasons and start seeing them as challenges to be addressed, you reclaim your power. Excuses also feed on perfectionism. Many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect skill set before they take action. But perfection is a myth. There will never be a time when everything aligns perfectly in your favor. Waiting for perfection is just another excuse to delay action. The truth is, you don't need perfect conditions to start, you just need to start. Progress, no matter how small, is always better than standing still. Cutting out excuses also requires discipline. It's not enough to recognize and challenge your excuses, you must replace them with action. Action is the antidote to excuses. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that your excuses were baseless. You build momentum, and with momentum comes confidence. Action silences the voice of doubt and replaces it with the voice of possibility. Another key to eliminating excuses is learning to embrace failure. Many excuses are born out of a fear of failing. We convince ourselves that it's better not to try than to risk falling short. But failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is a necessary part of growth. Every failure is a lesson, an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. When you shift your perspective and see failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock, your excuses lose their power. Excuses will always be tempting. They offer an easy way out, a way to avoid discomfort and hard truths. But the cost of indulging in excuses is far greater than the cost of facing them. Excuses rob you of your time, your potential, and your dreams. The life you want is on the other side of your excuses, and the only way to get there is to cut them out completely and commit to taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and outcomes. Every time you let go of an excuse, you take a step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Focusing on self-improvement is the most empowering decision you can make for yourself. It is a declaration that you value your potential and are willing to do what it takes to become the best version of yourself. Too often, people spend their lives waiting for external changes, waiting for circumstances to improve, for someone else to lend a hand, or for luck to strike. But true transformation doesn't come from outside sources, it begins within. When you shift your focus inward and commit to personal growth, you take control of your life in a way that no external factor ever could. Self-improvement starts with the understanding that you are your most valuable investment. Every effort you put into bettering yourself, whether it's acquiring new skills, building healthy habits, or developing a stronger mindset, pays dividends, not only in your own life, but also in the lives of those around you. Growth is contagious. When you improve yourself, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that can extend far beyond what you might imagine. The journey of self-improvement requires clarity and intention. It's not enough to want to be better, you must define what better means for you. This starts with honest self-assessment. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where are you excelling? And where are you falling short? This process isn't about beating yourself up or dwelling on your flaws. It's about taking stock of where you are so you can chart a course toward where you want to be. Setting specific, measurable goals is an essential part of this process. Broad aspirations like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happier" are too vague to provide direction. Instead, break those aspirations down into actionable steps. For example, if you want to improve your health, set a goal to exercise 3 times a week or cut out processed foods. If you want to enhance your career, commit to taking a professional development course or networking with people in your industry. Clear goals give you a target to aim for and make progress tangible. One of the greatest challenges of focusing on self-improvement is overcoming the fear of change. Growth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, and that can be intimidating. It might mean trying something new, facing criticism, or risking failure. But growth and comfort cannot coexist. To improve yourself, you must be willing to embrace discomfort as a natural part of the process. Each time you push past your limits, you expand your capacity and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Another critical aspect of self-improvement is consistency. It's easy to feel motivated at the start of a journey when the excitement of possibility is fresh. But the real test of growth comes in the day-to-day effort. Improvement doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. Whether it's practicing a skill, building a new habit, or working toward a goal, persistence is what turns effort into results. Even when progress feels slow or obstacles arise, staying committed to the process is what separates those who grow from those who remain stagnant. Self-improvement also involves surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you place yourself in all play a role in shaping your mindset and behaviors. Seek out individuals who challenge and inspire you, those who are committed to their own growth and will encourage you to pursue yours. At the same time, minimize exposure to negativity, distractions, or toxic influences that drain your energy and focus. Another key to personal growth is a willingness to learn. The world is constantly changing, and there is always more to know and understand. Stay curious and open-minded, whether that means reading books, attending workshops, seeking mentorship, or simply being receptive to feedback. Learning keeps you adaptable and ensures that you're continually evolving. Finally, self-improvement requires self-compassion. Growth is not a linear process, and setbacks are inevitable. There will be times when you fall short of your goals or make mistakes. Rather than letting these moments discourage you, use them as opportunities to learn and adjust. Be patient with yourself and recognize that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Focusing on self-improvement is a lifelong commitment, but it's one of the most rewarding paths you can take. It empowers you to take charge of your destiny, unlock your potential, and live a life that is not only successful, but also deeply fulfilling. By prioritizing your growth and development, you become a force for positive change, not just in your own life, but in the world around you. Turning pain into power is one of the most transformative processes you can undergo in life. Pain is an inevitable part of the human experience. Whether it stems from failure, rejection, loss, or disappointment, pain is something we all encounter. What separates those who grow stronger from those who remain stuck isn't the presence of pain, but what they choose to do with it. Pain has the potential to break you, but it also has the potential to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It is not the pain itself that defines you, it's how you respond to it. When pain strikes, the natural instinct is often to avoid it, suppress it, or run away from it. We don't want to feel discomfort, so we seek distractions or numb ourselves to the hurt. While these reactions may provide temporary relief, they don't solve the root of the problem. Avoiding pain keeps it alive in the background, festering and limiting your ability to move forward. To turn pain into power, you must confront it directly, acknowledge its presence, and allow yourself to feel it. This isn't about wallowing in negativity, it's about understanding the source of your pain so you can begin to heal and grow. Pain, when faced with courage, becomes a teacher. It reveals areas of your life that need attention, change, or growth. For instance, failure might highlight a need for better preparation or a different approach. Rejection might teach you resilience and the importance of self-worth. Loss might deepen your empathy and remind you of the value of what you have. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" Shifting your perspective in this way transforms pain from something that hinders you into something that empowers you. One of the most powerful aspects of pain is its ability to drive action. When you harness the energy of pain and channel it into constructive efforts, you can create incredible outcomes. Think about some of the most significant achievements in history. Many of them were born out of struggle. Pain can ignite a fire within you, motivating you to push harder, dream bigger, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. It forces you out of complacency and into action. Pain can serve as the catalyst for transformation if you allow it to fuel your determination rather than your despair. Turning pain into power also involves reframing how you perceive adversity. Pain often feels like an enemy, something to fight against. But what if you saw it as a companion on your journey? Pain doesn't come into your life without reason. It's a signal that something needs to change. When you view pain as a necessary part of growth, it becomes less intimidating. You begin to understand that struggle and progress are two sides of the same coin. The weight you're carrying now is the very thing that's building your strength for the future. Another critical element of transforming pain is resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about bouncing back from it. It's the ability to adapt, to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult. Pain can either erode your resilience or fortify it, depending on how you approach it. Each time you overcome a challenge, you build your capacity to face the next one with greater confidence. Resilience is a skill that grows with practice, and every painful experience is an opportunity to refine it. Pain also has the unique ability to connect us with others. When you've endured hardship, you develop empathy for those who are going through their own struggles. This connection not only helps you support others, but also reminds you that you're not alone. Sharing your pain and the lessons you've learned from it can inspire others to find strength in their own challenges. In this way, turning your pain into power doesn't just transform your life, it can also have a ripple effect, uplifting those around you. Recognizing that no one owes you anything is one of the most liberating realizations you can have. It may sound harsh at first, but it's a truth that carries immense power. Too often, people go through life with an underlying expectation that someone, somewhere will step in to fix their problems, pave their way to success, or provide them with opportunities on a silver platter. But the reality is, the world doesn't operate that way. Everyone is preoccupied with their own struggles, aspirations, and responsibilities. When you understand that no one owes you anything, you free yourself from the shackles of entitlement and embrace a mindset of self-reliance and accountability. The expectation that others should provide for you, support you, or prioritize your needs over their own stems from a sense of entitlement. It's easy to fall into this mindset, especially if you face challenges that feel unfair or overwhelming. You might think, I deserve help because life has been hard, or I've done my part, so someone else should step in now, but entitlement doesn't lead to growth, it leads to frustration and disappointment. The truth is, the world owes you nothing. And understanding this is not about dismissing the validity of your struggles, but about taking ownership of your response to them. When you release the expectation that others owe you anything, you reclaim your power. Instead of waiting for external forces to change your situation, you focus on what you can do to change it yourself. This shift in mindset transforms you from a passive participant in your life to an active one. You realize that you are the architect of your own destiny. And while you can't control everything, you can control your actions, decisions, and attitude. This empowerment is the foundation of true independence and resilience. Understanding that no one owes you anything also cultivates gratitude. When you let go of entitlement, you begin to appreciate what you have and the efforts others make on your behalf. Instead of taking things for granted, you recognize them as gifts, not obligations. Whether it's a kind gesture from a friend, support from a mentor, or an opportunity that comes your way, you see these as blessings rather than expectations. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a more positive and fulfilling outlook on life. This mindset also helps you build stronger relationships. When you approach others without the expectation that they owe you anything, you create connections based on mutual respect and genuine care rather than transactional thinking. People are more likely to want to help and support you when they feel valued, not obligated. By demonstrating self-reliance and appreciation, you attract relationships that are grounded in authenticity and mutual benefit. Letting go of the belief that the world owes you something also fosters resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of injustice. If you carry the expectation that others should fix these for you, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. But when you take full responsibility for your own life, you become better equipped to handle adversity. You learn to adapt, find solutions, and persevere without relying on external validation or intervention. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your strength and confidence. Additionally, embracing the idea that no one owes you anything encourages a sense of humility. It reminds you that just as others don't owe you their time, energy, or resources, you also don't owe the same to anyone unless you choose to. This doesn't mean living selfishly, it means understanding that every act of kindness or support is a choice, not an obligation. This perspective fosters a deeper respect for the efforts others make on your behalf and encourages you to approach your own contributions with sincerity and generosity. Finally, this mindset fuels your drive and ambition. When you stop waiting for others to pave the way, you take ownership of your goals and dreams. You understand that success is not handed out but earned through hard work, perseverance, and resourcefulness. This self-reliance pushes you to seek opportunities, develop skills, and take risks rather than waiting for someone else to do it for you. The realization that no one owes you anything isn't a limitation, it's a call to action, a reminder that you have everything you need within you to create the life you want. By embracing this truth, you free yourself from the burden of unrealistic expectations, empower yourself to take control of your destiny, and open the door to a life of gratitude, independence, and meaningful achievement. Embracing the reality that results come only through action is a transformative shift in perspective. It's easy to get lost in the idea that success or progress can somehow manifest through hope, intention, or sheer desire. But the truth is, no amount of wishing, planning, or waiting can substitute for doing. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, even the best laid plans are nothing more than ideas. To achieve real, tangible results in any area of life, you must take deliberate, consistent action. Understanding the necessity of action begins with recognizing the limitations of thought. While envisioning your goals is an important first step, it's only a small piece of the puzzle. Visualization can inspire and motivate, but it doesn't create change on its own. Many people get stuck in this phase, mistaking the clarity of their vision for progress. They believe that because they've defined their aspirations, the hard part is over. But defining a destination is not the same as beginning the journey. To make your dreams a reality, you have to move beyond thinking and start doing. One of the biggest obstacles to taking action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and even fear of success can paralyze you before you begin. You might think, what if I try and it doesn't work? Or what if people judge me? These fears are natural, but they're also self-imposed limitations. The antidote to fear is action itself. Every step you take, no matter how small, chips away at the hold fear has on you. The more you act, the more confident you become, proving to yourself that you're capable of handling challenges and setbacks. Another challenge to action is procrastination, often disguised as preparation. It's easy to tell yourself that you're waiting for the right moment, gathering more information, or perfecting your plan. While preparation is important, it can also become an excuse to avoid starting. The reality is there will never be a perfect time, and you will never feel completely ready. Action doesn't require perfection, it requires commitment. Starting imperfectly is far more valuable than not starting at all. You can refine and adapt your approach as you go, but progress only happens when you take that first step. Action also teaches you in ways that theory cannot. No matter how much you plan or research, there are lessons that can only be learned through experience. When you take action, you gain insight into what works and what doesn't. You discover new opportunities, identify potential pitfalls, and develop skills you wouldn't have gained otherwise. This feedback loop of action and learning is crucial for growth and success. Mistakes and failures become valuable data points, guiding you toward better decisions and greater results. Consistency is another critical element of action. One-off efforts rarely lead to lasting outcomes. Success is built on sustained effort over time. Whether you're trying to improve your fitness, grow a business, or master a skill, it's the cumulative effect of regular, intentional action that makes the difference. Consistency doesn't mean you won't face setbacks or plateaus, but it ensures that you're always moving forward, even if progress feels slow at times. Over weeks, months, and years, small actions compound into significant results. Action also empowers you to take control of your life. When you wait for opportunities to come to you, you place your fate in the hands of external circumstances. But when you take action, you create your own opportunities. You shift from being a passive participant to an active driver of your success. This sense of agency not only boosts your confidence, but also instills a deeper sense of responsibility for your outcomes. You realize that while you can't control everything, you have the power to influence your path through your choices and efforts. Moreover, action builds momentum. The hardest part of any task is often getting started. Once you take the first step, the next one becomes easier, and before you know it, you've built a rhythm. Momentum reduces the mental resistance that comes with starting from scratch. It also fuels motivation. As you see the results of your actions, you become more inspired to keep going. This cycle of action and reward creates a powerful upward spiral that propels you toward your goals. Finally, action silences doubt. When you spend too much time thinking about what you want to do, doubts and insecurities can creep in. You might second guess your abilities or question the feasibility of your goals. But when you take action, you don't leave room for doubt to grow. Each step forward strengthens your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build through doing. Results are the product of effort, and effort is the product of action. No matter how daunting your goals may seem, they become achievable when you break them down into actionable steps and commit to following through. The path to success is rarely easy, but it's always clear. Take action, learn from the process, and keep moving forward. In the end, the journey to fixing yourself begins and ends with you. Life is not a rehearsal, and the responsibility for your growth, success, and happiness cannot rest on anyone else's shoulders. The world doesn't owe you anything, and waiting for someone to save you or circumstances to align perfectly will only leave you stagnant. The power to transform your pain into purpose, focus on self-improvement, and turn dreams into reality lies entirely within your control. By embracing action, taking responsibility, and understanding that results come from consistent effort, you unlock your true potential. Let go of entitlement, silence the doubts, and commit to becoming better every single day. It's not about proving anything to anyone else, it's about building a version of yourself that you're proud of. Life's challenges will come, but with a resilient mindset, unwavering determination, and the courage to step forward, you can face them all. Fix yourself, because in doing so, you not only uplift your own life, but inspire others to do the same. Remember, nobody cares about you the way you must care about yourself, and that's the greatest power you'll ever have.